Well, hey, y'all. How are you doing? I'm back again. So I decided I'm going to try something new. Already choking up. I've decided I'm going to try something new. Whenever I get a chance, I'm just going to try and podcast. Because otherwise, I think I'm going to do a set schedule. And the schedule time comes, and something else is going on. And I push it off, and I push it off, and it's just not working. So when it's not working, you have to try something new. So I didn't even get to finish my last episode with you guys. So this episode is going to be a little discombobulated because I'm not going to hit everything, just like I didn't hit everything last time. But I'm here. So let's get it started. Oh wait, actually, let's get it started by telling you who I am. I'm Nina. I'm also known as the Natural Needler on Ravelry and on Instagram and Twitter, and I also have a website that I have not put show notes on for probably, this is the third episode. So yeah, there's that. But you can certainly find me on Ravelry, and you can certainly find me on Instagram. On Instagram, I'm The Natural Needler, and on Ravelry, I'm just simply Natural Needler. So check me out. Join the group. We have a couple of things going on that I have not been hardcore into this time around, and I am so sorry about that. There has just been a lot going on. We have the So Fresh and So Clean Spring Fling going on, which I talked about last time, extending the date on. And also we have the In Loving Memory, knit along or craft along, really. You can do anything you want. You can crochet, you can knit, you can cross stitch, you can sew, whatever. Equal opportunity in my group. That's going to be the slogan from now on, since I said that last episode. So anyhow, let's get started. It's good to see you guys. I hope you guys know that when I'm away, I am thinking of you, and I'm missing you guys. I'm missing you. So please don't think I'm just like, well, I am missing you guys, and I'm wanting to get back to you. I'm wanting to find my way back to you all. So anyhow, let's get started. Again, finished objects. There are none. It was a finished object parade last episode, and now I don't have anything. It was a finished object parade and a work in progress parade. What are you gonna do? Let's move on to works in progress. I have about 80 different bags of works in progress that I showed you last time. I think that I skimped out on showing you a couple, and it's the ones that I have worked the most on this time. Of course, I don't have it. It's by my bed. Nope, that's not it. So I'll show you the one that I've been mostly working on it, and hopefully I'll be done. I'll have a finished object soon. That striated shawl from Knit Purl. From the summer 2015 issue of Knit Purl. I am on the 6th chart. Yes. So I'm on the 6th chart. And after this, I just have the 6 rib 7 chart and the no, I'm on rib 6, and I still have welt 6 to go. And then I'll have rib 7 and welt 7 to go. And then I'll be done with this bag. I'll have to cast off, block it, and I'll be done. So here's a confession. I don't know if I told you guys this last time. I did not swatch. So now I'm knitting this thing, and I'm concerned. You know how I'm concerned that it's not going to be the correct size. And I'm like already starting to think in my mind, should I add another repeat? Just make it up and add it so it's larger. I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe I should block a little, like part of it. I've seen on Tea House Knits how she blocks as she goes sometimes, and that's really smart. Maybe I'll block some of this and see how it blocks number 1 and take a little gauge number 2 and and then decide. But right now, the little red flag is starting to rear its head of concern. And so it's in the back of my mind, like, is this going to be big enough? I guess I should tell you a little bit about the project. It's a striated shawl. I think it's striated. Yes, striated shawl by Kim McBrien Evans. I just turned right to it. It's in the Knit Pearl Spring Summer issue of, Knit Pearl. It was formerly knitwear, but I guess they wanted to go with something a little bit more edgy or whatnot. I cast this on about 3 weeks ago, and like I said, I'm almost done. It's a very addicting knit, very addicting. And I am using Hawthorne fingering weight yarn in the St. John colorway, and I am loving it. It's a very strong yarn. And even more so, I am excited to be done with the project so I can move on to all the other whips that I have in progress, which I'm actually not going to go through because I want to get to the things that I didn't get to last week. So, and I haven't been working on them anyhow. I didn't show you last week, but I'm also working on what everybody else is working on. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, but not with this one. Well, there's two things I'm going to be drinking the Kool-Aid on in this episode. Jeez, here we go. So I'm doing a handbrake cowl. I'm doing the larger one, and I'm using this worsted weight, almost Iran weight yarn. It's Manos del Uruguay. What is it? Manos del Uruguay. Something I had in my stash for forever. Handcrafted, kettle dyed. It doesn't even have a name on it. What's going on with that? Like what the name of the... Well, it's color 103, 138 yards. Yeah, it just says handcrafted kettle dyed pure wool. This has been in my stash for forever. It's one of the first classy yarns I ever bought. And I'm making a handbrake cowl out of it. Next time when I'm showing it to you, I will go into my reasons. But essentially I think I've shared with you all before that my mother passed away when I was about almost 7 years old. And she died of cancer. And just like everybody else, so many people in my life, they've either passed away from cancer or have been affected by breast cancer. It's just a hot mess. Cancer is a hot mess. And so I wanted to knit the handbrake cowl. It spoke to me. I had reason to knit it. And somebody gifted it to me. I never thought I would use that phrase, gifted. But somebody gave it to me as a gift. And I would like to give it to 3 of my viewers as a gift. I don't even think that I want to do like a, do something for this gift type of thing. Maybe I'll just open a thread and say, would you like to knit the handbrake cowl? And here you go. I'm giving it as a gift to you, and if you'd like, you can give it as a gift to someone else, because all the proceeds from selling the pattern is going to aid cancer research, and yeah, we need to be about that, kicking cancer to the curb life, and by any means necessary. So there you go. I'm gonna open a thread, ask you if you'd like to knit it, and you can scoop that pattern if you're like one of the first 3. I think it's just gonna be that easy. It's just gonna be that easy. Forum chatter. There has been not a lot going on in our forum. I see that a few people have posted into the So Fresh and So Clean Spring Fling knit along. I do love me some long names for knit alongs, don't I? Anyhow, and you guys are doing awesome. I have one little, I don't know if oh yes, I did show it to you. I have one little cotton scrubby that I'm crocheting that I just need to finish up and move on to the next thing. Because I have tons of things that I want to knit and crochet that I haven't done yet, and I'm ready to move on. But as you can see, I've been focused on that striated shawl. Something not going on in my forum, but in Cozy Crafting's forum that I'm participating in, is that she is organizing a mini skein swap. And I know what you're saying, like, why do you need mini skeins, Miss Natural Needler? I haven't seen any mini skein blanket or no, you have not, but I am considering one. And you know what it is? I really love the idea of swapping mini skeins and sharing yarn with people and trying out all these new yarns. And I've given a couple skeins to people of yarns that have really meant something to me. Like I have a couple. I've found a little bit left of this particular yarn. It's Lorna's Laces Shepherd Fingering, I think. Multi. I think that's what it is. But it's one of my first pair of successful socks that I knit, and I knit them for my mother-in-law. So this yarn really, like, means something to me, and I am sure that, and it just kind of, like, gives me a warm fuzzy to think that I'll send it to one of you all, and you'll knit it into your blanket. Like, that's just so special, you know? I mean, it truly is. So I really like the idea that I could knit something special into my blanket and be connected to one of you guys. However, I'm not positive that Cozy Memories blanket pattern is for me. You know, don't shoot the messenger, because I'm not saying that I don't like it. I'm not saying that next episode I won't be knitting one. But right now I'm looking for other patterns that I might like more. So in the meantime, I'm joining swaps and I'm collecting and I'm exchanging. And Cozy Crafting just organized her first swap and exchange. So I'm a part of that. And let's see, what else have I been doing? I told you last time about the Nerd Girls Badass Woman Knit Along. That's pretty much going on all year. Let's see. Oh, I have actually been staying on top of, I think I might have told you guys this too. The Geeky Girls Photo a Day Challenge on Instagram. I've been doing that. So I've been kind of staying active in the community, even though I haven't been podcasting consistently. I've been doing some things. And I know that there's several others. I keep reading books with O-Loops and also with the Nerd Girls and things of that nature. So I'm staying active in the community somewhat. Like I said, even though I'm not on top of the podcasting. Swatches. Oh, do I want to let it whip, y'all? I don't think I want to let it whip. I don't think I'm going to let it whip again until Stash Dash begins. So, letting it whip is on hiatus until like the 22nd of this month. I think that's what I said was the start date. Now I don't know where I put the note. Stash Dash. I didn't put it in my notes. So terrible. My swatch is I caught in the I am at a loss for words on Ravelry. You know how you can see what people are selling or wanting to exchange. What's that called? That thing. I found a sale, D-Stash, that's what it's called, on the Ravelry D-Stash for this Southwest Trading Company Phoenix soy silk yarn. And I said yes, into the cart. Come home to me. It was an incredible deal. And I had seen a pattern in this Knit Pearl, and we'll get to that issue of Knit Pearl and a couple of issues of Knit Scene. I have dang near bought every magazine on the market since the last time we talked, right? But I'm only going to talk to you about 3 because I actually want to make stuff out of these 3 magazines. I've already started making something out of one of them, and I've bought the yarn, or have the yarn in a cart or on a list somewhere to purchase quite soon for the other items. Excuse me. So I knit a little rib swatch. Don't mind my mistake. Just keep knitting. And here I didn't even bind off. I just threaded the yarn through the live stitches because I'll probably be I wanted to have I'm gonna soak it and do the gauge and all that jazz. But I'll probably end up unraveling the yarn and such, I'm thinking. Or I just want to, you know, I just wanted to be done with the swatch, and I didn't want to bind off. Is that bad? Is that bad? I got things to do. Who wants to be binding off? Anyway, so I knit this lovely swatch, and it's drapey. You like my bind off? I did a not my cast off on. I did a I did a stretchy one. What is it called? It might have just been a ribbed cast on. I can't remember what the name of it is, but I learned it on Craftsy. Tubular. But it's not the one where you it's not the one with the rolled edge. It's the one where I told you that I've done before, where I told you I felt like I was knitting like Lily Ching because I was, you know, it was almost like long tail, but I did it on both sides so I can make the knit in the purl. Yes, honey. So now I'm a professional at that. Professional status. And that's the cast on that I used. And then I did my ribbing and made my swatch. And I actually am thinking that I like this. I don't know. You guys tell me. It's going to be a rib tank. You guys tell me if you think it's supposed to be somewhat drapey. I don't think that I like it. I'm thinking that I like it. I have not washed it yet. So I'm talking to you guys, and I realize I'm using the rationalizing voice, and so maybe I actually don't like it. Jeez. Maybe I'll try one more size, maybe a size down, to see if I can get a tighter, but not too tight, fabric. And if I do, that's the swatch that I'll go with. I don't know. We'll see. But this is the yarn that I wanted to purchase for. Let's see if I can find it. It should be really easy to find. It's the next pattern in the book. Linen rib tank and knit pearl. Calls for an Iran weight linen. You know, it doesn't have to be linen. You can do whatever fabric you like. You can do the fabric you like. So it has that little cable detail on the neck. Yes, that's a cable. I thought it was simple, yet not complete, yet interesting enough to keep you knitting, and pretty elegant and versatile. And so when I looked, the yarn was originally by Kingston & Co. And it was 76 yards a ball. Like, y'all better come on with that yardage. I don't think so. Like, for a tank top, I would have had to use, like, for more than 10 balls, I'm thinking. Probably. I don't know. Anyhow. And then it was like $10 and some change per 76 yard ball. I hate to complain, but I'm complaining, y'all. That's kind of a lot for a tank, you know? So then I said, looky here. Miss Nina is not doing that. What can I substitute that is very much like this yarn? So I went ahead and went to, what is it called? Yarn Swap? No. And so they gave me a list, and I started going through it as to, like, some of them have pictures by it, and some of them you just have to kind of search for. Ravelry is a good tool for looking up yarns. And so I listed the ones right on the picture there that I thought were a good fit and started my research. And lo and behold, in a D-stash, somebody was getting rid of this, and it was a very close match to what I wanted and needed. So far, and I don't know if it's a complaint, so far the only thing that I can say is that I expected it to be a little bit shinier, especially since it's like soy silk. It still has the drape that I'm looking for, the softness I'm looking for, the gauge, all of that. But I expected it to have a little bit more sheen than it has, and it's pretty dull color. See that? Nevertheless, I still like it, and I'm excited to use it. I enjoyed knitting the swatch. So that is what's up for what you're swatching. I'm swatching for a tank top. And things I'm here for is going to be just really quick. Spun Fiber Company, financed. She's on her way. She's working hard. Whoop whoop. I'm here for that. We did it here in the knitting community. This knit pearl first. Show you some things I like. And you know, it's the one with this cover. And while it's a nice shawl, it's not the one in there that I'd actually want to knit for myself. I'm sure some of you all feel differently, but I, for one, was surprised that that's the cover shawl. I just marked how they had the little Pantone color swatch saying that Marsala is the color of the year. Has me thinking that maybe I want to do a Marsala along. And then they talk about denim and raffia making a comeback in the next page. And they have a whole rack. It's not, you know, whatever company that they're selling in this magazine. Some of you guys are about to throw some things at the screen. But I have seen at Dollar Tree where they have tons of raffia in little bundles. And after I read this, I saw some of that there, and I thought, I could buy some of that and dye it. Like, you know, dye it. And I actually have some acid dye down here, but I was thinking some of this leftover Easter egg dye that I have, and give it a whirl. And I wouldn't cry if it didn't come out right, because it only cost me $1. Knit me a little summer beach hat. So that's an idea that I had. I mean, of course, so a little inspiration and a cheap way to try it. And then they got to this article. I'm not even going to attempt to say, well, actually I am. Prêt-à-Monton. An Oregon company takes its wool from ranch to runway, and the designs. Can we talk about, Lord, yes, I want every design in here. When they talk about, you know, how this particular company was actually the one that sourced all the wool for the Olympic team sweater and whatnot. But they also have this Imperial collection. And it's just like, I don't want to buy the shirts. I want to buy the patterns so I can make the sweaters and the dresses myself, please. I mean, that is just 100% my style. I'm here for that. I mean, can we talk? Can we talk? Yes, work. You better work on that farm, miss. Staying there looking all sophisticated, you. I'm going to need you to do that. And then they also had this little article about the Warm Days Cool Knits book. And they have this one kind of complimentary pattern that they have in the this here magazine, which is the Denford Argyle cable sweater. We'll do it this way. Which is pretty cute. I'm not thinking I'd be knitting it, but the actual cover tank, and I actually think it's a dress, of the book, it's speaking to me. I'm definitely a dress girl. And then we get into the patterns. Can I sit you down, Fiona? You want to crawl around? She's crawling now, you guys. And they have a little feather and fan section. And the two things that I really like out of this section in the feather and fan section is this little meandering tank top. I could see myself knitting that. Just like with that cute little feather and fan detail on the bottom and a little bit on top. It's not doing too much and the yarn is doing a lot. Like, oh yes. Notice me. So yeah, I'm loving the look of the yarn, and the feather and fan isn't like overpowering, doing too much. It's just, you know, classy, sophisticated, subtle. And then this little swing back hoodie with the feather and fan on the back. Can we talk? First of all, it's a hoodie. Yes, please. Let's do that. Oh, my son's art. Let's see if I can block that. Oh, and excuse my attire today. We went to the Superhero Field Day 2015 for my son today. So you know how to represent. So, anyhow, back to the swing back hoodie. That's the back of it. I love the hood, and I love that feather and fan detail down the back. And I also love, like, it's got the little rib around the button band there, which I don't think it has any buttons, but nevertheless, the thing about this hoodie is that it works being kind of dressy or casual, in my opinion. I really like that. And that little feather, again, that feather and fan detail, it's not like you're wearing a whole feather fan blanket. You just have that little detail strip down there, and it's just, I'm feeling it. I like it. I like it a lot. I don't know if I'm going to knit it, but I sure do like it. And then, let's see what else they have here. Some things, I flagged a lot of things that either just caught my attention initially. Okay, so here's something. This cape, in my opinion, is doing a lot, especially if you're a bigger person. I know that the tendency when you're a bigger person is to knit something that covers everything. But I don't necessarily agree with that philosophy. I think that when you're a bigger person that you should actually tailor things to your size more. So you don't look even bigger than you have to be, or whatever. I say that in my t-shirt, but seriously, typically I do wear things that are a little bit more tailored and fitted or whatever. Because I think that when you're a larger lady, you kind of have to. When you do oversize and you're already oversized, you look really oversized a lot of the times, unless you do it in a proportional way. So that's just my personal opinion and how I dress myself. So for this little lady, she's wearing this humongous cape, poncho. That is a lot of stockinette poncho for such a little lady. And I'm mad also because I don't agree with this styling. Like, they wanted to make it edgy with those liquid leggings. And I think, no, maybe you could have made it more rustic. Maybe with some nice jeans and some booties or something like that. Or some high-heeled boots. Ankle boots. And it would have been edgy, because I think that I think that that collared shirt is all the edge that you needed underneath the poncho, honestly. Not these liquid leggings. I think that looks a little bit just oddly out of place or whatever. And then in my opinion, if you want to go edgy, you put those liquid leggings with this pointed tunic, because then you have kind of like a rustic thing going on, then with that more updated silhouette with the point or whatever. It's like updated yet classic, because you have that shaping silhouette here. I'm using the wrong words, but it's a very classic kind of shape, except for the arrow here. Don't mean to be pointing to her crotch, but that's kind of the design. But if you wanted to go edgy without doing too much, I think that you could have put the liquid leggings here, and probably even put these pants over on Poncho Girl, but that's just my opinion. And something else. Okay, so I'm glad that I have you here. So you see this top. I am really liking this top, and it's really different. I know several of you are going to be like, you're doing too much, blah, blah, blah. And yes, it's a different, more modern look, I think, with that design element down there, right? However, I think that it is very flattering. It's done in a very flattering way. Last month, when I opened this, issue of Knit Scene, I was like, ma'am, what is going on? It's a very similar design, isn't it? Yet, this is more Star Trek than the other one, in my opinion. And then I was feeling some kind of way, because I'm just like, that is a panel of a thicker design pattern right down the front. And that has that very modern, interesting neck closure that I'm not here for. And then those pockets. And I'm just thinking, for a larger girl, that thicker panel, like, I don't know if it's showing up the way that it truly is, but that thicker panel down the front, and then you add those pockets, that is unnecessary roughness on a big girl. You know? Because I'm thinking that it's going for a somewhat structured modern look, especially with that neck. Like, that neck is supposed to be kind of like, you know, giving you structured off the runway, you know, avant-garde type of feel. And so it's just kind of like, why? Because I want to like you. And also I think that front portion might be a little long, you know. And also I would have put I would have styled it with the liquid leggings there before I styled it with the skirt. But that's my opinion. This is a completely different magazine. But anyhow, I just thought, number one, that it was interesting that two magazines that were out pretty much around the same time would have designs that were so close in inspiration. It made me wonder what came down the runway this spring. Where you got two different designers that were like, yes, give me that. And then I went and I looked this up to see who had knit it. And there was one woman who knit this up, and I was like, you better work, honey, because she had the neck, which is an element that I thought, no. She looked fantastic in it. Let me tell you, she looked great. She chose a fantastic yarn. There's only a few people that have knit this. So I'm sure that if you go and look it up, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about, because she looks fantastic in it. So it went ahead and changed my mind right away about who could and could not wear it. But on initial initial glance, and I'm usually like down for something that's a little out of the box. Out of the norm. Like, I'll try it once, you know. I was just kind of like, why? Like, that's not going to be right for someone who has a little something extra. Like, who already has a little slight belly, then you put those pockets on top of your belly? I don't know. So that was my initial thought, because somehow I got these magazines around the same time. And was looking, and I literally like picked them up and was flipping like, didn't I just see this design? But I kind of would do this pointed tunic. I think that a larger person could do this, and it would look very nice and tailored on them, honestly. Anyway, again, lots of my opinion. I've already showed you guys the striated shawl. You guys know I like that. I showed you guys the linen tank. And I am torn about this Labyrinth cardigan. Maybe I'm just liking it because it has Labyrinth in the name. And I used to love that movie when I was little. No, I know I'm not. I actually like the design, but I'm not sure when you look at the complete cardigan, again, if that design is going to look so great on a larger frame. I'm not sure that it's the most flattering silhouette on a slimmer lady. So that has me wondering. She is just crawling all around. That has me wondering what it will do for someone like me. So I'm torn because I do like it, but I'm just not sure it will look nice on my body type. Again, this is another design that I'm not like having to knit, but I thought it was interesting because I just saw, and I think it was in Knit Picks catalog. I don't know if you guys can see where it has ruching on the shoulder, or it has that ruching of fabric towards the back on the shoulder here. And Knit Picks had like a tank top that had like a bunched shoulder like that. That had me wondering, what's going on here? What came down the runway in the spring? And then something that I am absolutely going to knit. I already have the canary yellow Kotlin yarn from Knit Picks. In my shopping cart, and we'll purchase it sometime soon. So vague. But I really like this hanky tank. Isn't that cute? And can't you just picture it in canary yellow? Yes, give it to me. Ow. So, pretty sure I'm going to knit that. And it's simple and it's nice for summer. Yet, it has a little bit of detail to keep you interested. It's not just like, it's not, you're not going to become a stockinette zombie. Pun intended. And then the other thing that I want to knit, and I haven't bought any yarn for it, and I'm not sure if I did, which one I would buy. If I would go with the Catania denim, or if I would look for a substitute. Yarn Sub. Yarnsub.com. That's the name of the website. But anyhow, this is knit out of Catania denim. And I'm even gonna, and I know what you're saying. You're talking about big girl knits. This is not a big girl knit, but I think that it is a big girl knit. And I'll tell you why. As a big girl, I would lengthen this to be about hip length, and I would still knit it with the back open and not wear a tube top, but I'd wear me a nice little tank top underneath and have these things here flapping in the wind, my stylish self. Yes, ma'am. So, you would still get your shape here. You just bring it down to hip lip, I think. I just think that it would work for a bigger girl if you just, at least for this big girl, if you just bring it down a bit and wear a tank top instead of a tube top underneath. You can make the fashion work for you instead of you working for the fashion. Again, just my opinion. I kind of like this little hip knit, except I think it should be looser. But maybe I just think that because I'm an older woman. And I think that is one of the last things in this Knit Pearl magazine. Oh, I see what is this for? What did I do here? Oh, that's just why did they style this like this? Note. So that's my opinion about the Knit Pearl issue. I think it's a good issue. There's several things that I actually am going to knit, and I'm already knitting one thing out of it. and have another one swatched. So I am liking that. And then the other things that I have are Knit Scene. And I'm just going to ask Knit Scene a question here. I am loving your magazine. Don't get me wrong. I didn't put any stickies on here, but there's plenty of things I want to talk about. But let's talk about these two covers here. Can we talk about these two covers? Why is your lovely model hiding in the bushes on your cover? Was she hiding? She playing hide and seek? What's going on here? Like, she is in the bushes. She's in the bushes. She's not in front of the bushes. She's got foliage around her. She's got foliage in her hair. Like, what's... I don't understand that. I don't know what's going on. It's getting dark. What is going on? This is your cover shot. And look at Miss Cover Model's makeup. Like, she is looking like Vampire Weekend right now. Like, she's got all these lovely vibrant colors on. Like, this makeup. Like, why is this your cover shot? Can we... I'm surprised. I'm just surprised that 2 issues in a row, these are the covers that you chose, especially when the contents is so exciting. Let's talk. So, what did I have here? Oh, okay, so they have like a whole section on pockets, right? Which I was like, yes, I love me some pockets. I'm probably going to knit this clutch. Eventually, I will get to knitting this thing, because I think that is so cute. Cute, not just cute, cute. Or, as my brother would say, skewt, which is so cute combined. But yeah, put a pocket on it, an introduction to pockets, and then you see these designs. Like, I really like this dress, right? But then when you look closely at those pockets, they are like puffed out and cabled, and they are, in my opinion, doing too much. Like, I would like a flatter pocket. Like, if you don't have your hands in those pockets, they are just 2 puffed out pieces of fabric on the bottom of your dress. Like, why? It's a question I have. I love that dress. Like, I would want to put these pockets on this dress. I'm thinking. Again, just my opinion. I'd even put these little pockets on the side of the dress if I could. But those pouch pockets, I think they're doing too much for me. I guess maybe I'm not that hip. Something I want to knit. I love this. So Gold Dust Woman, and they have this 2-tone sweater. It's a Holland pullover by Sarah Wilson, and you use a worsted weight yarn. Like, when was the last time someone used a worsted weight yarn to make anything? We are in fingering country. Oh. Ooh. Y'all know what I mean. Everybody is on, oh gosh, now everything I'm thinking to say is sounding a little bit dirty, but you guys know what I mean. Everybody is using small, lighter weight yarns these days. Smaller diameter yarn these days. Get your minds out of the gutter. Help me get mine out of the gutter. I love this oh, actually, I am loving this model. Look at her lipstick. You better work. Look at those lips. You better work, girl. And then look at that natural hair. You better work. But more so, look at this. Look at this little detail on the sweater. On this worsted weight sweater. You better work. Looking all cute. I want to make you. Such a simple little detail to pop out. I'd probably do some type of aqua or teal. And I'm thinking that I would stick with the gray body. Or maybe even like a coral, you know. Or yellow. I mean, I like all of those options. Teal, coral, yellow. Yes, give it to me, please. Let's see what we have here. We've got a shawl that I'm on the fence. Like I'm kind of on that shawl tip here lately, y'all. And I'm on the fence as to whether this is going to be one I'm going to cast on or not. There's so many options these days. But I do like it. It's called Arnica shawl. Arnica? Yes, but I do like it. And again, oh, I like the sweater. I like that little double detail on the bottom and on the cuffs, and it's sheer. You can wear a tank top underneath. You know, it's so many layering options. But I am loving. I even put a note. Yes, on that lipstick. You better work. Look at those lips. Like, what is that chocolate? Is that red? Yes. What are you? Are you raisin? With some gloss on top? You better work those lips. Next time y'all see me, if I'm done up, you better believe I'm going to have me some lipstick inspired by this. And then next to it, we have this nice feather and fan type of cowl. It's an Aurelia cowl. Look at that there. Isn't that cute? And you better work with your little hair in the wind. Let's see here. And then I like both of these designs, but I especially like this Vanish shrug because it's got that unusual, it's like, are you a shawl or are you a shrug or are you both? I see. You have actual armholes and you're tinted in the back, aren't you? You got like a little tint. And then you have this tunic. It's very simple, but has like a small detail there, and it looks like it's made out of a beautiful yarn. Let's talk about what yarn that is. Raglan pullover, worked from the top down, features a triangular wedge of garter stitch to break up otherwise plain stockinette stitch. Madeline Tosh. I should have known. But yes, both of those. Kind of loving. And I love that they did it all in yellow. People do not give yellow its props, I don't think. But I admit that yellow can be tricky sometimes. Like, you go too light, you look like you're wearing baby colors. You go too dark, it washes a lot of people out. You know, it's just kind of like, or I should say, if you go too bright, it washes a lot of people out. If you go too dark, you know, it can do funny things to your skin tone. So I understand that yellow can be tricky. Also tricky, I want to know, is it meant to be that this contrasting yarn is supposed to be flesh toned? Because I do not appreciate that. It gives such a distinct, Jessica Rabbit element here with this contrasting color that I'm not sure that I'm a fan. So, I don't know, you guys tell me. Although this model, you better go with your figure, girl. You look great. I think that's all the things in here that I so desperately liked. I liked the Spalding shawl, but I thought that it was not doing enough for me to say I want to cast you on right away. And then also the Agamenticus shawl. It just has some drop stitches within stockinette, and so again, I wasn't sure that it was doing enough for me, but it looks like it had like a drop stitch right near that cast on edge that gave it a cool detail. Nevertheless, I was unsure about if it was something that I was gonna be here for. And then there were a couple other designs in there that reminded me of other things. So they weren't things that popped out to me. So I'm showing you all the things that popped out and I had an opinion about right away. Now this is the summer issue. Let me make sure I'm telling you right. Yes, summer 2015 issue of Knit Scene, because this was spring. And I could have sworn there should have been a couple of tank tops in here that I was feeling. What's going on with that? What happened to those? In the spring issue. There were. I definitely liked this tank top with its drop back and everything. I liked it. and I'm not scared. I think on the... Here goes that shawl that I told you that I wasn't sure about. I'm not sure if I am loving the shawl, if I'm just loving how fierce the model looks. I can't decide. I think it might be both. It's those lips. That lipstick. You better work. Anyway. Knitting. Summer. I want to make this shawl that's on the cover. I also am feeling this kitty kerchief. Is this crochet or knit? Oh, it's fabric worked. I think that it's knit. Even though at first glance it looks like it could be crochet. But it's a kerchief. Let's see how she does it. Where's the one where she has it pulled out? You know that. Oh, there it goes. You know that that image that they do so often for cowls, where they pull it out for you. I like the Lorena cardigan, and I also like, you guys are gonna think I'm crazy, but I really like this Roslyn tank with the little ruffle lacy details and the buttons and drawstring. It's got a lot going on, but I like it. I like it a lot. I think it would be fun to knit. And I think it would be a nice piece for summer that you'd want to wear over and over again. I know it doesn't seem like that. I think, to me, it seems like a classic piece. Like something that I've seen like in movies on the range over and over again over the years. Like it's getting me in my heart. And whoever did these cornrows, you better work. Yes. And that is WERK hashtag. I'm again another one of those tank backs, but I really like it. I think it's an interesting, lovely, elegant detail. Even if you're a larger girl, you're not doing too much, you know, like you're showing a little skin, but you're not scaring anybody or yourself. I think us bigger girls can get away with this, can pull this off. There's so many options of pants and such that you can wear, bottoms that you can wear. Those flowy wide leg pants are in this season. Do that. Or the flowy shorts, they're in this season. Do it. Don't be scared. Let's see. These are super cute. I really like this Karu cowl, and I think that it's the fringe that makes it for me. It looks like it's pretty thick too. I don't know about the thickness, but I do love that fringe, and I think it looks fantastic on the model. And this Allonge tee by Bristol Ivy. I don't know if I'm saying all of these right, but I want to make this. Like, this is something that I want to make. It's made in ball yarn aspen, and it's a raglan sleeve. It looks like it's got a couple it's got some interesting details, and it's knit in a few directions, in a few couple pieces. But I love that. Look, that's the back of it. You see how they drop the stitches, and it kind of gives you that longer bottom. I love this shirt. I want to make it right away. Something I want to knit out of here. And I must say that though I was clowning the choice in covers, the images inside the magazine, they're inspiring, and I love the direction that they took with a lot of the images. I wouldn't mind whipping up this little cap of hers either. It's just a little quick knit, it looks like. It's very cute. I like it. I like it a lot. And I think that was it for this this issue. But yeah, that's, what is that, 3 items that I definitely want to make from in here. At least. So I got 3 magazines that will certainly keep me busy for summer if I can get to it all. You know, best laid plans. So that was a lot about the magazines. Scrumptious ads. I have done so much shopping. I'm out of control. I'm just going to admit it here on the podcast. I am out of control. I'm sorry to cut off another episode short, but there's a lot of factors going on here. I haven't spoke to you guys in many weeks, and I have a lot to say. And then straight up, you guys know I'm just kind of long-winded in the first place, so it's kind of hard for me to get through all the information that I need to tell you. So I am going to cut this particular podcast into 2 sections. So you got this one, and I think in the next one I'll tell you about a lot of the stash. A lot of it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to tell you about all of it. Like I said, it's embarrassing. And I just wanted to give another disclaimer. I am not trying to be mean or cruel or hurt anybody's feelings. These are just my opinions, and I don't mean them in a mean-spirited way. So please, 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 please trust that. Like, really trust that I'm not wanting to hurt anybody's feelings who's watching the podcast, or downgrade anybody else's opinion. I just have my own personal tastes and opinions. I just don't want anybody to feel bad. Like, that's not my intention in doing this. My intention is to just share with you my thoughts and talk to you guys and, you know, kind of like relate to what's going on in these magazines that I love so much, and, you know, say what I do and don't like, you know, and to grow my relationship with you all. It's not to be off-putting. So, I hope that you guys enjoyed the last episode, and I hope that you enjoy the next one. Come back for the next one. However, if you didn't enjoy this last episode where I gave my opinion so freely, I may not be the podcast for you, because that is kind of a thing. Anyhow, this is a long-winded outro to tell you that I'm cutting it short. So anyhow, let me cut it short and be brief. I'll see you next week.